Good morning, everybody. I'm in my happy place right now, my little 6x8 greenhouse. It's like 30-40 degrees outside and kind of snow raining, so I'm just hanging out in here this morning and I'm getting some seeds started. And I just thought I would show you all real quick what I have started in my greenhouse, in my garden, and inside on March 5th, March 6th. I don't even know what day it is right now. It's the beginning of March in Ohio, Zone 6. I do know that, what I've got started at the beginning of March. So let's take a look. So in my greenhouse, I've got kind of a little bit of everything started. Most of these I've just started either this morning or within the last couple days. A flat of different kind of lemon balms, a bee balm here. I've got parsley, cilantro, and dill. I have, I'm trying Turkish rocket and lovage for the first time. And then I've got some sorrel and safflower. This is a whole bunch of different herbs. So you can see I've got yarrow, sweet annie, valerian, marjoram, German chamomile, feverfew, catnip, and horehound. Some of those I'm growing for the first time. Some are like perennial favorites for me. I've got a whole tray of calendula here, and I'll actually be starting another one probably in a week. I really love calendula. I love the way it looks. I love that it's a cool season flower, and I really like it for like medicinal and homemade beauty products. It's a really, really versatile flower and herb. This tray was an experiment. So this was a bunch of cold hardy stuff like claytonia, mosh, miner's lettuce, and cress. But unfortunately, they were all really old seeds. So you can see the cress is the only one that germinated, those tiny little guys in there. So I did get some new seed of a lot of this stuff, and I'm gonna be resowing. I've got a flat of nasturtium here. I've got some of my lettuce, my spinach. Over here, I've got other various herbs. And this was another experiment this year. I just cut open this soil bag in I think it was late fall, and threw some leftover like lettuce, chard, spinach, kale seeds in here. Let it sit out in the greenhouse, which was unheated all winter. And I finally got some little sprouts here, and we will be putting on some pretty significant growth as soon as I kick the heater on here in the greenhouse, which will be tomorrow. I want to get everything germinated and growing in here. So that's what's in the greenhouse right now. So let's check out the garden. So I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of spitting snow here. It's pretty gross. It's cold, it's windy. Yesterday was lovely, but this is spring in Ohio. I guess not technically spring. Spring's in another, 2 weeks? This is late winter in Ohio. It's like 60 degrees one day and 30 the next, but we'll take it. The chickens don't like this weather. And one of my ladies were out earlier, but she's not anymore. Over here is my garden, which is mostly just a bunch of mulch and cover crop at this point, but I do have a few things going on. You can see this raised bed, I pulled all of my straw off. I had both of these mulched in straw through the winter to keep the ground covered. Took the straw, put it over here in my hugelkultur bed, which is kind of a work in progress. And yesterday I planted a bunch of cold hardy greens and stuff inside of this little dome. So even though it's snowing, those can tolerate, they'll come up when they're ready, they'll germinate, they'll grow. And if we get down cold again after they've already started growing, this tunnel will give them some nice protection. The other thing I've got is these were beds that were started in the fall. And I've just had these, you can see they're like a lightweight row cover. And I had chard, lettuce, spinach. The cilantro has kind of taken over in there. But I've just been amazed because I didn't think that this row cover would be enough to protect this stuff through the winter. And it's really done a pretty outstanding job. So you can see I've got some really nice looking spinach through here. Like I said, a ton of cilantro. It's really, really cold hardy. So that's been an exciting experiment for me. And then we can take a look at what's going on in the house. So in the house here, I've got the whole top of the seed starting stand is onions. If you watch my seed starting kit comparison, these were all the kits that I used in that. And I've been keeping track of their progress. I'll be giving updates on that when these are a little bit closer to mature. I've got quite a few Swiss giant pansies started because they are one of my daughter's favorite flowers. And then the rest of these trays are almost all brassicas. So broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, kohlrabi, things like that. And then the last tray here is celeriac. And then over here on what used to be our dining room table and is now a gardening center, I've got more brassicas. I believe these are all cauliflower and cabbage. And then over here, I've got my pea seed germination experiment going on. So basically, I pre-soaked one of these and put them in here to sprout. The other I did not pre-soak overnight, and I'm going to sprout that. I'm going to plant these all out in the garden along with pea seed that has not been pre-germinated and see if I am getting any difference in performance. So that's all of the gardening goodness I have going on right now. Be sure to check back because I'll be giving updates as the season progresses. If you're interested in seeing updates on my garden, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.